Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another timeless reading. I hope you're well today. So, we have the question today: what would your guides want to tell you? And we'll see what they want to tell you. So, these are guides or spirits that you want to connect with today. And this is a timeless reading, so you can always go back and choose another reading that calls to you if one reading doesn't feel like particularly suited for you. You can always go back and check out another reading. So I hope everyone's going well today. We have a choice of pink, green, and yellow today. So I hope that you choose your reading. Hello, everyone. We're starting off with pink today. So if you chose a pink card, and I want you to write what should be on your pink card. What do you think that you need to hear from yourself? Is this an affirmation you need to put on your mirror? You need to actually figure out what you want to put on this mirror. So write down what you want and put it on your sticky note, on your mirror, in your wherever you see yourself in the morning. So I usually say bathroom, but that's fine. You are good enough. This is the first thing that your spirits or your guides want you to hear. Believe in the impossible. That sounds amazing. That is such a really beautiful message, and it's a time for healing. So this could be what's actually reflecting back that you don't feel good enough or called to that. So it's time to think about how you're going to heal yourself. Let me move this over here. Maybe you want to choose one of these as your affirmation for your mirror today. 3 of Wands. Oh, beautiful. 7 of Pentacles. Oh, great. The High Priestess. This is beautiful, guys. Judgment in reverse. Okay, so we see this from the time of healing and you're good enough, is that sometimes, like, the world may view you harshly. 2 of Wands and the Emperor in reverse. No, Empress. Sorry. I thought for a second that was Emperor. I was like, that's a weird Emperor. So you've got 10 of Swords upright to clarify. Got 7 of Pentacles. And so therefore we have this healing for you guys. High Priestess and the Fool. Okay, this is an interesting thing. We'll get into it. Knight of Swords versus... that makes sense, kinda. So Ace of Pentacles for your 2 of Wands. So you guys can always look these up if you want to. And then you have your 2 of Pentacles versus the Empress. You also have these 2 random ones that don't have clarification. So the Moon in reverse and the 2 of Pentacles. No. Okay. So this must be... Which one is this then? Sometimes I remember these from what they are. So it might be... This is 2 of Pentacles, so this must be 2 of Cups, I think. Oh. Yeah, no. It's Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry, guys. So sometimes it's hard because I remember all the cat tarot off the top of my head. So sometimes I look at the picture and go, I know exactly what this means. So we'll start out with the 3 of Wands. Clarification, this card. So you've got 10 of Swords upright versus 3 of Wands. There is a journey or travel or a destination in mind that you should kind of move towards, but you're also getting stuck. So it's kind of a weird thing that these two are opposing each other. So I would say for you, you need to figure out why you're getting stuck on not being able to move or travel in your own journey, and what are you actually holding. Like you're kind of stopping this growing or evolving yourself. I feel like this is about yourself getting stuck in a certain way by yourself, you know? Compared to any outside forces, I feel like this is in your headspace, and that's why you haven't moved on. Seven of Pentacles, life is good, and you should realize that your heart is healing and all of this bountiful pleasure is coming in for you. So, with the Pentacles, they usually talk about abundance in money, but it could be abundance of everything coming in. And because your heart is healing, it's just a great time to realize how amazing everything's coming in for you. Instead of just sitting there going, oh yeah, but you know, just take a time for a space of gratitude. The High Priestess versus the Fool. The Fool is kind of like that bit where you've got to realize that life is good right now. There's not as many worries that you should place on yourself, and time has given you a certain amount of reprieve to just be in the moment, to be present, not to worry about as much things as your head is. And this is the High Priestess. So the weirdest thing is when we have high manifestation energy, we're in a place of like presentness, connectedness, not in our anxieties, not in our worries, not in our anger. And when we're in this space, it's very easy for us to bring in abundance versus when we can't bring in abundance. So it seems like there's a lot of abundance coming in. Unfair judgment versus Knight of Swords. People don't realize that you have quite a lot of energy. I feel like you do spend it running around, but probably more constructively than other people judge you for. And so sometimes people won't fit your energy, and sometimes you're called to question whether your friends are actually good enough. Like, if they can't see the positivity of you being just naturally you and being rambunctious and joyful in moment in this pleasure, then maybe they're just not the right people for you. Two of Wands, we still have this journey. So this is like the start of the journey. This is proceeding onwards. So I feel like this is interesting with Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So the preceding journey is blocked by this one as well. So Ace of Pentacles in reverse. There was a financial offer coming in that you should have taken that would have given you that money. So it might be just like your mental block and also monetary blocks that are coming in to impede this journey, which would be very lovely. I think that you are waiting for this journey to happen, but you haven't realized that you're kind of creating that. The Empress in reverse is either usually considered creativity or children, but she is a sign of manifestation in herself. She bursts out things of tangible matter. So it's like the High Priestess is manifestation energy at max. The Empress is like everything being birthed to, everything being created. But she's in reverse for you right now. And it's like don't chase the money, choose the love. So you're called to actually, this could be just like headspace versus emotional space, because when we think of our headspace, we tend to rationalize our decisions a lot more, and we're called to think about our emotional heart center, which is more like our center and our sacral, which is not that far away from our heart center, guys, is all about like love and creativity, and you should open those things up a little bit more for yourself. So, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. This is calling for no distractions right now. Kind of try to work on what you want to do. And the Moon in reverse is time to either realize to stop listening to people or starting to remove yourself from that negative headspace. So I feel like this is about adventure, abundance, time for healing, time to really look at your friends and see if they're the right ones for you. So I hope that you knew what to write on your affirmation today. Just like keep that in your mind, write it down. It doesn't need to be on a heart shape, but you can always like doodle a heart around whatever your affirmation is for today. And yeah, keep it on your mirror, keep it somewhere that you'll look at, and then you'll realize that, oh yeah, I got that today. You got that, you know? And I will see you again shortly. I hope that you had a great reading. If you want to definitely check out the other timeless readings, and I do live streaming sometimes Monday and Tuesday. I won't be here for April when I recorded it. That doesn't mean that it's a timeless. I might be back by then, but just see you later. Bye. So, you are the green heart today. I want you to take a second and think what this green heart means for you. You're called to do some homework today. So, I want you to grab something that you can put on your mirror or something close to where you wake up this morning, and I want you to write in an affirmation for you, whatever this green color means to you. I want you to write an affirmation down for today. So you're called to hold your vision of what you want in the future. A win-win outcome is forecast. So this is actually really good because most of the time people don't realize to get what you want, some people have to win the same time. Luck is on your side. So if like things were seeming very unlucky right now, you're called to realize that you've got quite a lot of luck. So we have the modern everyday witch tarot, sorry. King of Swords in reverse. Okay, so if you're masculine, this is about you. If you're feminine, this is about someone coming in for you. So Nine of Cups, this seems to be about love. So Five of Swords. Oh no. That seems like a lot there. So there's the victory for yourself, but that doesn't mean that the victory doesn't come with a price. Two of Swords in reverse. Temperance. Okay, so patience and moderation for you. Six of Cups and Eight of Wands. So this is each an interesting thing for you. So I'm going to move these all over so I can put them in context. Okay, so this is a really interesting thing. I would say that you've been in conflict for a little bit right now because it seems like love or something you've been struggling in for a while. So King of Swords versus Justice in reverse. Okay, so you actually self-doubt yourself a lot. Queen of Pentacles. So this obviously is going to be different depending on whether you identify as feminine or masculine, because these things do change. Knight of Pentacles. This also means that you can think of these people as being archetypes instead. So no. Five of Wands versus, yeah. So this is interesting. There is that. Okay. So that. You didn't get that many cards. I thought that you would get more clarification cards, but this one obviously gave you more. So we're going to go through this. Obviously, these ones down here clarify the top ones, so don't panic, don't stress. These are the things. So the King of Swords in reverse. So if you're masculine, this means that you need to control your anger or control your outbursts a lot more because you're using anger, or um, sometimes you can be mean or cruel with to people without realizing, and it's to kind of temper your words, can temper your kind of rein in and be more emotionally control over that. Justice in reverse. So this could be that it's all in your headspace, that you tend to lash out to other people because you are in that headspace where you're actually hurting yourself more than other people. If you're feminine, this could be a warning that you let this person still be in your life without any kind of realizing that you have to kind of cut this off, cut this tie, because this person is constantly being really, really toxic sometimes. Nine of Cups, you're waiting for love to return, and there's this beautiful, gorgeous little, like, with the Knight of Cups. So, joy to like, love is coming, returning back into your life. I love this, the little tiny kitty cat playing with the crab. So, it seems like your playfulness and your ego are kind of working together here. Um, just because like on the moon, the lobster that's in the middle of the thing, or the crab in the middle of the moon, is actually your ego. So I think this is actually you as well. So playfulness and the ego combined, so you're having that love or joy coming back. If you're masculine, this woman is coming into your life. If you're feminine, this woman is you. So Queen of Pentacles. So this is beautiful because Queen of Pentacles is such a practical, um, go and get it kind of person. They tend to be quite rational because they live on the plane of understanding that you have to trade money for everything that you want in this material world, and they tend to be very good at getting money. They tend to be able to get abundance, but they tend to then be very good at gifting. Their love language is probably more gifts than time because time is quite precious for them. Two of Swords, Five of Swords. So we are, interestingly enough, called to this is this kind of like um, that people have given up these things because they're just upset with where they're going. So it's just like a little bit more kind of disillusionment with how you're feeling. Like if you can't have it, then no one should have it. Which is interesting because Nine of Pentacles in reverse, you're called to actually work hard. So it could be just delusion, like um, being very upset with where you are, but it's because of not working hard or not putting that energy into the right place. Because sometimes we work hard, but it's like a hamster wheel. We spin the ball. Like the little hamster runs around, spins that ball quite violently, but they don't go anywhere. So that's kind of a frustration. So Two of Swords in reverse. So there's a life decision that you're called to make, but because it's a reverse, you have not made it. This is kind of a scary thing for me because non-choices lead to a lot more non-choices, and then we end up with a life that we haven't chosen. Five of Wands. You're called to cooperate and play with other people, like communicate and do all of that. So it could probably be time to realize that life is about other people as well as yourself, and they can get you out of this kind of funk where you're not choosing for yourself and actually push yourself on your way through this beautiful place that you're called to. Temperance and moderation. And it's interesting that you get this one, which is your Nine of Swords. So it's kind of an interesting thing that you're actually don't tend to treat yourself well. You don't moderate your behavior, and which is actually causing this kind of like tearing or destructive nature to come through. So you're called to moderate your behavior and be more patient. And that could be patience with yourself, patience with other people. Whatever you feel called to be more patient and more moderating of, you need to work on that. So, Six of Cups, you're called to realize that your childhood had some very big things for you, but some of them weren't really good things. We tend to take on a lot of things that happened in our past and we carry that on to the future. And this is clarified with this Six of Pentacles in reverse. So, whatever was in the past that was traumatic to you has kind of meant that you feel like you're not worthy enough in the present. I call this the self ego. You don't have the healthy self ego. Now, a lot of people sit there and go, okay, ego is a bad thing. No, we have to have a very healthy sense of self for us to feel worthy of something. If we let go of something, it's because we don't feel like we deserve to have it. And so sometimes like people could push back and they're like, "Oh yeah, but I think that I'm worthy of this." What avenues of life are you like letting this pass? Because you might be very good at keeping something and then letting go of something else, whether it's friends or family, love, money, success. You know, like every single thing that we kind of fall through our life is because we don't feel we're worthy in some point of time. Eight of Wands, you have to realize that you're going somewhere in life. You're naturally going to progress quite quickly through to another stage of your life. So it's called like to finish this kind of thing now and proceed onwards because it's going to like pretty much take you where it's going to go, and it's going to be a little bit of a self-destructive journey because you've already been in your self-destructive cycles for quite a while. So it's kind of like the best way to do it is kind of reduce the self-destructive cycles. So therefore, when the world is kind of chaotic and kind of throwing you for a loop, you at least have a sturdy enough like center, core grounding that you've grounded yourself so you can move forward with everything. So it's time to think about what your affirmation is. Make sure that you put it somewhere where you actually have a thing that you can look at every single day. I don't care if it's on your box of cereal. Like, you just have to make sure that you look at it every day. So, what is this called to you? After this reading, what do you think fundamentally you need to work on as a person, like affirmation wise? Make sure to write it down. If you want to let me know what you've written down as your affirmation, you can always put that in the comments. But I will see you later. If this reading didn't call to you, you can always go back and check out the other readings. So I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Okay, to finish up today, we have yellow. So I want you to dwell on what this means to you, an affirmation that you're writing on this today, and then grab a piece of paper, write it down, put it on wherever you can see it. So a mirror that you wake up in the morning that you look at, anything that you see every single day. What does this mean to you? This is your homework today. You can always put a little love heart if you've got some love heart sticky notes. Feel free to put them on the love heart sticky notes, you know? If not, don't worry, a piece of paper will do. You and loved ones are safe. I think that you might be worried about this a lot, is like what is going on. You're very close to achieving your goals, so maybe you were worried for a very long time that your goals and your family would clash. Don't let pride get in your way. So this might be like a family thing that were kind of thinking about, like everyone around you is always going to be able to help you no matter what. So you've got to realize that the more that you let other people help you, if they're friends or family, that always helps because they feel more tied to you. The sun in reverse actually puts your love and joy into yourself first before others. I feel like a sense that you're a very caring person. Ten of Swords in reverse. It's time to get up and go, to realize that you probably have been um, burnt out for a little bit and it's time to put some work in. King of Wands in reverse, which means that there's a difference between masculine and feminine for your reading today. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. You've got to realize that there's a lot of amazing things that you have done over your life that you should be very aware of, like your personal successes. Ace of Swords. Okay, so there was like ideas or things coming in for you, and you might feel very like upset, or like you tended to um let these get away from you. So you're actually in a state of like really blocking ideas coming in for you. Three of Cups. This is beautiful. A group of friends enjoying themselves. Okay, so the sun in reverse. You love and joy. Keep holding on to your love and joy, but realize that people will always love you no matter what. They're gonna protect you no matter what. So it's like, don't worry about always giving to other people because they're always ready to give you that space where they care for you. Judgment upright. Okay, so it might be time to realize that you have kind of judged your abilities correctly, and it's time to realize in the world that you can do what you want. You can succeed with what you want. So your abilities measured on the outside seem very, very positive. Page of Cups. It's time to really like look at your feelings. So this is an interesting thing because we have King of Wands and Page of Cups. So King of Wands in reverse can be very um dependent on people. It can be like a codependent relationship for this person because they have quite a lot of energy, and if they're reversed, this could be that they're expending a lot more on one person or kind of withdrawn into themselves. But I always see that as a reversal, that that person's reliant on one person to give all their time and energy too, and they expect that in return. So Page of Cups in reverse is to take a good look at yourself emotionally. It's time for self-reflection and look inside yourself. So if you're feminine, this could be time to realize that you might be giving a lot of energy away and not getting anything back, obviously. If you're masculine, it might be time to kind of consider what you're like outputting. Like, is this fair for this person to give as much as like what you're thinking you're giving to that person? Is this really a fair thing, or is this illusion? Are you thinking that you're doing great and that person is not? Seven of Pentacles versus Two of Cups. Your honestly, your self success always shines through. Whatever you feel like personally you've done right in your life shines through in a major way. A lot of times, the whole idea of like being confident. Confidence is the most sexiest thing that someone can wear. It doesn't matter if they wear clothes or not. Well, please in public put clothes on. But like confidence is just amazing. Like people don't doubt like a lot of confidence. Like I'm not saying fake it to make it, because you're called to actually see personally what you've done, your self successes, like what have you created in life. So you're called to back that up with some thoughts, or like, hey, I did this, I achieved this, I made this thing, instead of like fake it till you make it. Because when you fake it till you make it, it's kind of like a lie to yourself that you're like, hey, like I'm this. This doesn't mean that I don't feel like manifestation is good thing, because you're actually giving yourself an idea of how like you can act in the future through manifestation. So I have like the most confident, bubbly personality does not mean that you're faking it. If I said I will act confident every single day, then that's kind of a lie to me, because I've got to rationalize that in my brain, and my brain's going to be like, no, remember that time when you're 5? you know? So it's kind of like that confidence. Ace of Swords versus Two of Swords. Ooh, this is like reverse. Okay, so the ideas are not coming to you because you have not chosen a, a life path. So a lot of people don't realize that we're chosen to choose life choices every single day. They might not be big, but the whole idea is like you're called to two doors. As soon as you open one and walk through, the other one gets closed off. It's not an option anymore. And so sometimes people tally outside the doors, because they're like, well, if like I choose this and this is the wrong thing, then I can't go back. Without realizing that if you spend a lot of time in a non-choice, like not choosing to choose, the universe chooses for you. So it's time to realize that your like idea blockage and your like life choice blockage is because you don't really want to take those options. And you should do, because the worst thing is when you choose a life that you never chose. So, Three of Cups versus the Hermit. Ooh, okay. So the Hermit in reverse means that you're not actively trying to get away from people. You're actually scared of people. Like, honestly, like 100% do not want to be around people. It might be a phobia of them. It might be that you don't want know what to say, and it becomes this big big thing. It's not just like a small thing, it's a big thing. And so therefore it's kind of interesting that you have 3 of cups. So it's time to realize and get out of your shell again and push yourself a little bit further to get into a point that you either make friends or you get time to actually go and see some friends. So with COVID, I can understand completely that a lot of people are in this space. And it's fine to not really want to connect with people, but you should because it will overall make you feel better. Especially when we have King of Wands here. So if you're the masculine energy, you're called to actually go and like connect with friends again because this will get you out of your headspace. This will get you out of like where you are and give you that sense of like, hey, I could do this. Like, everyone loves me, everyone wants to look after me, which is this. So, honestly, put some self love in there, but know that you're loved and cared for. We've got an Ace of Swords clarification card, but this is different from this one because this is a different overall energy. The cat tarot says, stop being so blunt, stop being so honest, because actually people want you to be less like this. And now this could be a pushback because I'm not saying don't be honest, but there's always kind of a kindness that you can do people by not saying it the way that you would normally say it. It's not like to open your mouth and just like bludgeon the person to death with what you feel perceived by. Like the whole idea is that if you like body language is 80%, tonal is like the rest of it. Words are only about 70% of our communication. So just look at like the way you're tonally shifting, the way that you tend to perceive yourself and others. Like, are you walking around every single morning going, people are stupid, people are dumb? Well, everybody that you deal with, like on a daily basis, is going to hear that through your tonal. And sometimes gestures, I feel like, yeah, like gestures do make tonal. But yeah, overall, like, realize that you can say something that's honest, but also in a kind way. You don't need to be so overall um mean. 9 of Cups here. It's interesting that you're called to do a lot of self reflection. And it's also time to realize that you need to push yourself in a way, push yourself in a direction, and just go with that direction. So honestly, I feel like the cards are telling you to get up, do stuff with your life instead of being so caught up and racked up with what is going on around you that you cannot have control over. Um, I think there's a definite fears and phobias coming through for you that you need to address because fear does hold us back in every single major part of our life. And most of these fears will never ever come to fruition. They tend to be one of those things that will hold you back from doing what you want to do for a very long time. And I think that I'm called to you as this group is to fast forward to the end of your days, like 5 minutes before you die. um, it's might sound morbid, but you know, we have to do this. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to. You're not called to have to do this. But I want you to close your eyes and imagine 5 minutes before you pass on, whether it's to go to an afterlife or reincarnation. You feel like there's something out there. There's just like you don't want to put a thing on it, but you understand that you are going to cross over. It's not like a debatable thing. It's not like you're going to just go and then um it doesn't matter where you're going. It's that you've got to look back at your life for 5 minutes while there's like the little, like, in the hospital, the beep machine where heart rate wanted a beep, beep. Um, and you've got to think, did I do everything? What is your major regret? Like, if you look back and you look back in your time and you're like, is there one major regret that I did? What would that be? Like, because the whole idea is when we fast forward in time, we fast forward with our present thoughts, our present things. But we have to put ourselves in the mindset of we have only 5 minutes. So you're called to actually think about what you're going to naturally have a regret about. And I'm going to tell you, like, um the biggest regret is that I should have been myself. Now, this might have been the one that you felt called to. The second one is I should have spent more time with friends and family. So, if these are two things that call to you, you need to realize that these are important to you and you should actually act on that right now in this moment instead of like waiting until the 5 minutes before you pass. So, what were you called to write on this today? Make sure that you grab a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a big piece of paper. Write your affirmation down and put it somewhere that you're going to remember it, whether it's the mirror when you wake up or it's on your box of cereal. Wherever you tend to go in that morning, I definitely put it down and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye.